Good day, everyone. I am Maris M. De Los Rios, a third-year Bliss student, and today I am going to discuss the Chapter 1 of Basic Research Methods for Librarianship. Research and librarianship briefly means the collection and analysis of original data on the problem of librarianship done within the library schools according to specific and scholarly standards. The consensus of a number of those individuals who have assessed the previous research of librarians is that the quantity and quality have left something to be desired. For example, Innis described library research as non-cumulative, fragmentary, generally weak, and relentlessness-oriented to immediate practice. Neil also stated that librarianship is an information-poor and information profession. Decisions are routinely not supported by the evidence of well-designed investigations. Research in the field is poorly communicated, understood, and applied. But that is not to say that there has not been a substantial amount of good library-related research.
There is no one definition of research, in part because there is more than one kind.
Considering research in the general sense, Merriam-Webster Online Dictionary defined it as a studious inquiry or examination, investigation, or experimentation aimed at the discovery and interpretation of facts, revision of accepted theories or laws in the light of new facts, or practical application of such new revised theories or laws. Hellway also defined an introductory text on research methods, defined research as a method of study by which, through the careful and exhaustive investigation of all the ascertainable evidence bearing upon a definable problem, we reach a solution to that problem. Molly also stated that research is the best conceived as the process of arriving at dependable solutions to problems through the planned and systematic collection, analysis, and interpretation of data. These general definitions suggest that there are at least two major types of research, one of which is basic research and the other one is applied research. Basic research is meant to increase our scientific knowledge base. This type of research is often purely theoretical, with the intent of increasing our understanding of certain phenomena or behavior, but without seeking to solve or treat these problems. Basic research is also referred to as pure research, theoretical research, or scientific research. Pure research is conducted without any specific outcome in mind other than advancement of knowledge, and theoretical research is driven by pure curiosity and the desire to expand one's knowledge on a specific subject matter, while scientific research is concerned with elucidating concepts and their relations, hypotheses, and theories, and is not necessarily and certainly not directly related to technical and practical problems. As indicated earlier, one of the major purposes of basic research is to create new knowledge, or as stated by Molly, it is the purpose of science to go beyond experience and common sense, which frequently are quite limited and inadequate, and often quite incorrect. For advancing knowledge, for promoting progress, and for enabling man to relate more effectively to his environment, to accomplish his purposes, and to resolve his conflicts. But perhaps even more basic to the advancement of the profession is the need for the field to test the various myths, assumptions, rules of thumb, and other conventions by which it has operated for so long a time, to link concepts which have been proven through testing to be valid and thereby establish theories indigenous to the field itself. As has been indicated earlier, basic research has more to offer than the expansion and refinement of the profession's theoretical underpinnings. Much of the knowledge created as the result of basic research is likely to have practical application for the improvement of practices in actual library operations. Swisher argued that there is no more important activity than acquiring new information that may now or someday assist in the goal of improving our professional decision making. Assuming the responsibility of practical research is probably the most important rule a librarian can accept. The application of research findings should result in improved decision making, more knowledgeable insights into a wealth of library issues, better and more accountable services and programs, and to continued maturation of LIS as a discipline or professions. Another benefit of having a reasonable mastery of basic research method is that it should allow one to understand and critically evaluate the research reports of others. According to Swisher, the reader who understands the process of research will question much more about the literature in general and correctly identify the working limitation of the literature. The second major type of research is usually known as applied research, and it encompasses a variety of specific research techniques such as system analysis and operations research. In contrast to pure or basic research, applied research emphasizes the solving of specific problems and real situations. Much of the library-related research has been applied research, dealing with everything from evaluating book collections to analyzing automated circulation systems. But in spite of the fact that basic and applied research have tended to be conducted in isolation from one another, they are not necessarily dichotomous. As Shara noted, research is no less pure for leading to useful results, though it most certainly does not have to possess immediate applicability to qualify as research. In other words, basic research often leads to practical applications, while applied research frequently acts as a foundation for subsequent theoretical or basic research.
Research also can be dichotomized as quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative research methods involve a problem-solving approach that is highly structured in nature and that relies on the qualification of concepts where possible for purposes of measurements and evaluations. While qualitative research methods focus on observing events from the perspective of those involved in an attempt to understand why individuals behave as they do, they take a more natural approach to the resolution of research problems.
For further discussion, let us know the difference between qualitative research from quantitative research in terms of purpose. The purpose of qualitative research is to gain an understanding of underlying reasons and motivations, to uncover prevalent trends in thought and opinion, while the quantitative research purpose is to quantify data and generalize results from a sample to the population of interest, sometimes followed by qualitative research, which is used to explore some findings further. The examples of qualitative research usually a small number of non-representative cases, while the example of quantitative research is usually a large number of cases representing the population of interest. In terms of data analysis, qualitative research is non-statistical, while the quantitative research is statistical. Data is usually in the form of tabulations. The findings are conclusive and usually descriptive in nature. Examples are one-on-one interview, focus groups, ethnographic research, case study research, record keeping, qualitative observations, while the quantitative research examples are the survey research, correlation research, and experimental research. In terms of conceptual, qualitative research concerned with understanding human behavior from the informant's perspective, while the quantitative research concerned with discovering facts about social phenomena. Qualitative research assumes a dynamic and negotiated reality, while quantitative research assumes a fixed and measurable reality. In terms of methodological qualitative research, the data are collected through participant observation and interviews. Second, the data are analyzed by teams from descriptions by informants. Third, the data are reported in the language of the informant. While the quantitative research, the data are collected through measuring things. Second, the data are analyzed through numerical comparisons and statistical inferences. And third, the data are reported through statistical analysis.
A 1984 issue of Library Trends was devoted to research in librarianship, and it reviewed research as related to the history of library and information science, economics of libraries, political science, psychology of information use, organization theory, sociology, public administration and operations research.
Mary Jo Link identified her own general categories for describing different research activities as practical research, bibliographical research, scholarly research, and scientific research. She categorized practical research as problem solving with information, bibliographical research as reordering the thoughts of others, scholarly research as systematic collecting, organizing, and analyzing of data, and scientific research as discovering new knowledge. It is necessary to use the methodology of other disciplines, in particular those of sociology, psychology, economics, linguistics, history, and to employ more generally applicable methodologies in order to study the many problems facing librarianship today. But who is going to be qualified to conduct the kinds of research needed? How will they be trained? And how will practitioners be equipped to read and utilize this research? Shera provided at least one answer to these questions when he wrote, "Research is too important to be left to dilettantes and amateurs, and its pursuit should be reserved for those who are qualified for it by aptitude, education, and motivation." In short, education appears to be one key to solving the problem. Not only can education provide the basic skills needed for conducting research, but it can help to shape attitudes and supply motivations. That would be all. Thank you.